Hello everyone, and welcome to the third Dreams Devlog. It's been a few weeks since I released the video, and I apologize about that. Recently, I've had a lot of schoolwork, and I've also been feeling a little bit burned out. But don't worry, I'm back now. Today, I have a few things I want to do, including some level building and starting on the bunker in the platformer area. But first, I wanted to address the problems I identified in the very first devlog that I never really fixed. These problems are the player's side animations and the damage particles. I fixed the side animations by just adding a couple keyframes between the movement. It doesn't look perfect, but it's the best I can do without redoing the sprites, which I might end up doing. If you have any recommendations on how I could do this better, comment down below. For the damage particles, I initially tried to redesign the heart because I wasn't a big fan of how it looked. It didn't really work, so I changed it to a health bar. It looks pretty good now, and it took a little bit of coding to implement, but not a ton. This will also make it easier to add healing items and additional health in the future. Now we can move on to level design. I plan on making 5 levels for each sub area, as covered in the previous devlog, and we are going to start with the starter area. Once I finish the starter area, I will move on to the bunker, and once the bunker is complete, I will move on to the underwater area. I'm doing it in that order because in the canon ending, the player goes from the start area to the bunker to the underwater area. Once we get all the canon stuff done, then we'll move on to the rest of the area. The first level also needs to be a tutorial, but we'll get to that last as it needs some extra art and special conversations, and I don't really feel like doing that immediately. Though I did write out the lines in a secret lore document so that I can reference back to those conversations if I need to. I started building level 1 and found a few problems. The first problem I encountered was that the tile map I made for the ground was too big and didn't work correctly, so I had to shrink it, making the pixels not uniform, though eventually I modified the collider a bit and it ended up working fine. The second problem is that I forgot to make the object that ends the level into a prefab, so I have to put it all back together. After I finished the first level, it looked like this. Though, I still really hate the look of the parallax background that we made in the previous devlog, but we'll once again leave that for future Cole. Next, I went ahead and made the rest of the levels, every so often adding a chasing enemy, and we'll save the turret enemy for another area. One thing I totally forgot about was the pause menu, the loading screen, the health bar, and the collider to kill the player when it falls. So I added all of these in the first level and the second level, then duplicated the second level 3 times when it had nothing in it. Then I started building the level. After a bit, I had 4 pretty solid levels. I needed to make some conversations, as the 4th level is when you drop into the bunker, which needs to have some conversations, obviously. I also need to add some conversations to the previous levels so that it develops a character who at this point is exclusively called Mysterious Voice. But later on in the series, we'll learn a bit more about the Mysterious Voice. I also needed to make some conversations that develop Dr. Edwards as a character, so I wrote out all the dialogue. Now I need to implement them into the game. This took pretty much no time. The only problem I encountered, which is a problem I've been running into a lot, is that it wasn't designed to use the platformer controller. So I just need to code a special method for the platformer area, and now we have the conversations implemented. So the other day I was in school and I was bored, so I made a new parallax background, and I think it looks pretty good. I took some inspiration from Sonic with the whole gradients thing, but I think it actually looks really good. I would love some feedback on this from you guys to tell me what you think. I implemented it and I think it looks amazing. I honestly didn't think that it would look this good. I thought I would have to redo it again later. Then all I had to do was replace the old background and all the other levels with a new one. The next thing I wanted to do is fix a bug that I found that allows the player to wall jump, pretty much destroying the whole concept of falling down a hole. I managed to fix it in a record-breaking 3 seconds. All that was happening was the player collider that checks whether or not they can jump was larger than the player's actual collider, meaning that when they were up against a wall, the game thought the player was on the ground. There wasn't much left to do in the starter area for the platformer, so I decided to move on to the second area, which was the bunker. Now this is going to be hard to record because this area is filled with spoilers, so I can't show too much of it in the video. I started with the tile map and room design. The bunker contains one level made up of 4 rooms. The entrance, where you fall down, the workshop, where you meet the Mysterious Voice, I'll get to that in the next devlog, the dream room, I can't show that in the devlog, not even the art or anything. It may show up in trailers and stuff, but that's really it. Finally, there is the exit that branches off into the underground area or the underwater area. Let's get started. I started by making the tile map for the area, which was pretty simple. I decided it would be a rundown brick kind of thing, so I drew that. I also drew this thing which has some lore value, which will be in the workshop. Next, I started drawing an enemy that will appear in the dream room. I designed it based on another enemy I had for the game that I never added in, and it shoots these little blaster bolts. There were 2 other things I needed to draw, a button and a couple of planks of wood. It will all make sense, don't worry. And with that, I imported it into Unity, but before I could get to work on it, I had to do something else first. A few days ago, I made a post on my personal Instagram asking if anyone was interested in playtesting my game, and I got some responses. So I need to prepare the game for playtesting. This will involve just pretty much testing things myself and adding a few little things to help the playtesters. I sent it out and now I'm just waiting to hear back. We'll probably cover everything the playtesters give me to work on in the next devlog, so do stay tuned for that. Now back to the bunker. I put everything together in the bunker and set it all up. It ended up looking pretty cool, but right now there's no background. I'm not going to be implementing a background today, but what I think I'm going to do is for the first and second room just have a static image, and then the third room with a parallax background, then go back to a static image in the fourth room. I will be making this in a later devlog. So before I end off, we have a problem. I was just checking my playtester results, which I keep in a Google Sheets file, and usually if I type dreams into my search bar it would come up, but it didn't. And what did come up was a result called Dreams Video Game. And I was like, wait, what? So I looked at it and it turns out Dreams is already a game published by Sony Interactive where you build things or something. But what this means is that in order to avoid getting sued, I need to change the name of my game, which sucks because I already have art and stuff drawn up, and I've named all my devlogs after it, so yeah. I haven't decided on a name just yet, but if you have an idea, comment it down below, and I'll keep publishing videos under this name until I rename the game. So that's where I'm going to be ending off today's devlog. I do hope you enjoyed. Next video, I want to implement an enemy into the bunker area, add a trigger to lead you to the underwater area, and a background, and possibly start the underwater area. Anyways, thank you for watching, and have a good day. So this is the end of the video. If you don't care about my uploading schedule or anything, then you can click off the video. But for everyone who's here, I just wanted to make a quick announcement. So I've only released 4 videos on this channel, and I was making them about once per week. At the time, I was on break, and I spent all my time working on game dev, which is not a healthy work schedule. So inevitably, I got burned out. This means that I need to change my upload schedule. I'll keep working on videos, and we'll see where the schedule ends up, but I can't keep uploading every week. Anyways, thank you for watching, and once again, have a good day.